Local presentation of Read About It is made possible in part by a grant from Cox Communications of Oklahoma City, proud sponsor of this effort to promote reading, education, and literacy in our community.
The following public service program is brought to you by the Metropolitan Library System. And now, Read About It, with your host, B.J. Williams.
We have a wonderful show for you today. We'll be talking about book festivals and author events. With me right now are Karleen Karwucki and Robert Brady, and they are here to talk about a wonderful event that is going to happen in April. In fact, we're going to have a really fascinating author visit Oklahoma City. It's Dr. Beck Weathers, and he wrote about a very traumatic incident in his life. He was left for dead.
Exactly. On Mount Everest, a mountain climb. He's an amateur climber, but with significant credentials, having climbed significant mountains. And in 1996, he was on Everest when a sudden spring storm unexpectedly came upon them. He was separated from his camp, and quite literally, they thought he was dead, and he was left on the mountain. He woke up and realized that although he was close to death, he was still alive. And then the book traces his amazing rescue from the mountain. And he is a pathologist, and he lives and works in Dallas, and he's able to be with us. We're so thrilled because he's a very exciting, inspirational speaker.
Now he's going to be here on, it's April 17th,
Correct.
Isn't it? And we are hoping that everybody we can get into, what is it, the
Quail Creek Golf and Country Club. Yes, it's open to everyone. We're excited about Dr. Beck Weathers because not only is he a physician and an avid mountain climber, but he is an exciting personality, and we think he will appeal to everyone. It's April 17th. It'll be at a larger venue than we had last year. This is the second Literary Voices speaker.
Now, Literary Voices is something that, in fact, it's up there where you can contact the library system and find out how to get your tickets for the event. But the Library Endowment Trust is sponsoring the Literary Voices, and so we might take a minute here to talk about what is the Library Endowment Trust.
Well, the Library Endowment Trust was created in order to have a pool of monies, the interest of which would go to the library for goods and for programs and, for that matter, artwork or physical library needs that cannot be met by the public funding. So it's designed every year to be distributed as the library has need.
Mm-hmm. And I think most of us don't realize that the tax monies that support the library system are fairly steady, and yet the cost of books, anybody who has bought a book today and bought a book 5 years ago, magazine subscriptions, let's not even talk about what has happened in magazine subscriptions. That sort of strain on the library budget is tremendous, so it's wonderful to know that there is something that we can expect a certain amount of money every year to help offset some of that growth.
Correct. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
And this is the second, as I had mentioned earlier, Literary Voices dinner. Last year, we had David Barry.
And we sold out in 3 weeks last year. So if you're interested in coming, we would encourage you to make your reservation soon. The invitations are going out next week. The cost is $75 a person, and we have tables of 10 if you're interested in buying a table. But we really expect an overflow crowd. Again, Dr. Weathers was cited as one of the top 5 speakers in the United States by the Toastmasters in 2001. So he really has great credentials as an inspirational type speaker.
So you can do good and have good fun, have fun at the same time. And now you mentioned invitations are going out, but you do not need to receive an invitation in order to attend.
That's
this is just
Call
people
the library.
Right. We will be happy to fill you in on the information.
Absolutely.
So
last year's event was comedy and lighthearted. This year's will be very warm, I think. he's a very delightful speaker, and also has quite a message that we can carry into our own lives from his experience.
It sounds like a really great idea. So.
That $75 includes dinner, and part of it is tax deductible.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. So I could eat as well.
Yes.
That sounds great.
Eat and listen.
Eat and listen. And Quail Creek, I'm sure, puts on a pretty good meal.
Yes, they do.
So that sounds great too. So. This would really, it sounds to me, appeal to people, even those who are not in the slightest bit interested in mountain climbing then, because he's going to talk about the human condition.
Exactly. And like Dave Barry last year brought all of us in with his stories, it's all human experience. And that's what books do for all of us, and that's how we connect to one another. And so I think it's going to be very exciting, a different kind of venue than we had last year.
And as we've already talked about, it will be benefiting the Library Endowment Trust.
Correct.
And a portion of it will be tax deductible. Now, the Metropolitan Library System is co-sponsoring the event
Correct.
along
Right.
with the Endowment Trust. And actually, I would think that if people are interested in helping the library, they might be able to call that phone number and see if there's something they can do to help the Endowment Trust. You don't
I'm
have
sure there is.
now, you are trustees, but I'm sure
Yes.
that there are places for volunteers. And if you can't go to the event, perhaps you could make a contribution in any
Make a
event.
contribution, or at least plan on it for next year, or talk to your friends and neighbors. This is an exciting author, and we feel that the experience that everyone had last year carries over into this year, and also reflects on the library and the wonderful public library that we do have. It's pretty significant.
Well, and Literary Voices is going to be something that we can look forward to each year.
Yes.
And Dave Berry last year, Beck Weathers this year, and I'm sure that you'll find some sort of really exciting author.
We already have plans.
We'll
Oh,
also
super.
recognize an individual who has done an outstanding job for the library. It's called the Lee Bronner Award, and Lee was the recipient last year. This year's recipient is Nancy Anthony, who has been a great individual for things she's done for the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Library System.
She has served on the library's governing board
Correct.
for many
Commission,
years,
yes.
and been a very forceful member of that commission.
Yes,
so.
and beyond that, she's been recognized nationally for what she does for public libraries. Nancy does an inordinate number of things that are pretty much unseen to the public that benefits the libraries. So she's definitely meets the criterion and exceeds it beyond our dreams, and she just is. We're pleased to be able to give her this award this year.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful event. We need to reiterate again, we just have a brief amount of time, April 17th.
Correct.
And it is Beck Weathers, and we have up on the screen again the website and the phone number that you can contact for more information. And we hope to see everybody who's watching the program, we hope will be at the Quail Creek Country Club on April
7 p.m.
7 p.m. For a great dinner and a wonderful talk.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you both very much for being with me, and we hope everybody will show up and hear Beck Weathers. And coming up next, we have Kids Corner. Shelley Ziegler Hill will be talking with Doug Benton about a book just for our young adults.
Hi, today we have Shelley Ziegler Hill from the Dell City Library here. She's the young adult librarian, and she brought a graphic novel. Now, it's a little different than what we remember comic books to be.
Yeah, it's not necessarily, I mean, it is a comic book in a sense, but it's more of a novel where it tells a full story. And this one I brought, Star Wars Doom World, Volume 1. It's actually a compilation of the original 1 through 20 issues of the comic book that came out from Marvel Comics between 1977 to 1986.
Wow.
And the first 6 comics kind of sum up the first Star Wars movie, A New Hope, that came out in the 70s. After that, the comics take on their own original stories. And my husband is a very avid Star Wars fan, so he wanted me to note that these other ones weren't necessarily approved by George Lucas. So nowadays, everything that has any type of Star Wars connotation has to be approved by him and his studio. So these weren't necessarily. So they are a little, let's say, corny a bit.
Really?
They're very light and fluffy and funny, which doesn't necessarily go with the whole Star Wars theme if you think about it. So, but they're good. They're very engaging and they're very entertaining. There is a second volume of this series called Dark Encounters, which is out as well. But I just thought I would bring a graphic novel just to show some of the other types of works that we do have at the library, that it's not all classic literature, that there are some really fun other things that perhaps some people who are more visually, interested would enjoy this a lot more than something else. I thought it was great. It's really a hoot and it's funny, and I think a lot of people would enjoy it, especially if you like the Star Wars films.
Oh yes, and graphic novels are really good for those tween type male readers, boys,
exactly.
because they're often a lot more visual. And I've been to a workshop where they said these graphic novels will get, young guys into reading.
It will get them
more
into
so.
reading, and it has, like, this is all in color, and it's just very eye-popping. And I'm not knocking graphic novels. I think they're great, but then perhaps they'll want to read maybe some more of the classic literature, or they'll stick with these. These are just fine. I really love graphic novels myself.
Well, I don't blame you. I think they're fun. Thanks for coming, Shelley.
Sure.
This was called Star Wars, and it's a graphic novel. You can find it at your local library or at your favorite bookstore.
Hi, I'm Donna Morris, Executive Director of your Metropolitan Library System. You know, experts tell us it's never too early to begin reading to a child. If you spend just 20 minutes a day reading to a child, you're not only building a bond that lasts a lifetime, but you're helping that child to prepare to learn how to read. Visit us at the Metropolitan Library System and let us help you select just the right books for you and your family. And be sure and visit our website at www.metrolibrary.org.
This time it really is Doug Benton with Shelley Ziegler Hill and Elizabeth Kessler. They'll be talking about a film you can check out from your local library.
Hello, everybody. We're going to be talking today about a movie that we have on videotape at the library. It's a movie that I chose this time. It's Federico Fellini's Amarcord, which is, the title is Italian for I Remember. And Fellini's made a film about his memories of growing up in a relatively small town in Italy during the 1930s. I think it's a lot of fun, the film is, and it's not history now. It's history as filtered through one man's memories. So the character is a little bit larger than life. Everything's a little bit broader than reality. What did you think of it, Shelley?
Well, like you just said, it's very almost dreamlike, I thought. It's so beautiful. Let's just go with that. I mean, the music, and it feels filtered. You know, like you said, it's not like a historical perspective exactly. It very much is filtered through one man's perspective. But I thought it was hilarious. However, some of the humor I didn't quite get. Maybe that's a translation issue there.
Could be.
But I enjoyed it, and I just thought it was funny. And touching too at certain times with the family. I really liked that.
I'm glad you mentioned the music. That was scored by Nino Rota, who did, I think, 17 films with Fellini. Probably
Well, I
is
can
best
see
known in
why.
America as the man who wrote the music for The Godfather and Godfather
really?
2. Yeah,
Wow.
very haunting melodies.
Well, that's great.
Liz, what did you think of the film?
Well, to be honest, I don't really watch a lot of foreign films. In fact, I don't watch any. So this was kind of a real challenge to watch it and read it and try to figure everything out. But I really thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I really did. In fact, the scenes with the family, with the mother, always yelling and saying she was off going to kill herself, and I'm like, see, that sounds familiar.
Sounds like my
Yeah.
family. That's why I can
my
relate to it.
family. Oh, that's my
yeah.
grandmother. So, but it was just I was very surprised that I would like it.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that we get from watching foreign films is the knowledge that, hey, the people that lived in Italy 60 years ago, they're just like us. You know, they really are just
It
like
makes the
me.
world seem a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
think.
really does. It brings you in together. Another one of the things I like, it's told from several different viewpoints, really. Mostly it's Fellini talking through the camera, but there's also kind of a scholarly character on there who comes in and wants to talk about the history of the town, and every time he gets a sentence out, somebody you can't see off screen blows a raspberry at him or yells an insult at him or
It's kind of
something
weird that
like
there's
that.
all these little segments, but then if you think about it as a whole, it comes together as a film.
Right.
But there's all these little vignettes, kind of.
Okay, we got to go. Thank you for watching it. It's Amarcord by Federico Fellini. You can get it on VHS tape at your local library. Thanks. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Shelley, Elizabeth, and Doug. Coming up next, we have M.J. Vandeventer, Director of Publications for the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. She'll be talking with Linda Kavanaugh, K4 News anchor, about a book she really enjoyed.
Linda, welcome.
Thank you so much. So nice to be here.
Well, nice to have you back again. Well, you're like everyone who's been on the show recently. You're just a great reader. You've got all these wonderful books. Pat Cornwell, Blowfly, Richard Evans, A Perfect Day, and of course John Grisham, Bleachers, which is what you really want to talk about today.
Anytime a book comes out, I just grab them because it amazes me the power people have with words and the different things they can accomplish. They can make you cry, they can make you happy, they can take you places you've never been, places you never want to go. But I mean, all you have to do is lay in your bed and relax and enjoy. And I just love to read, absolutely. I do it every night before I go to sleep.
Oh, that's wonderful. You're a Grisham fan, I guess.
Yeah, I think this is his 16th book, and Bleachers is kind of a little bit of a switch for him because, you know, he's into such great stories about the legal world. But the past couple of books that he's done have been more reminiscent for him. I think he's kind of going back into his childhood a bit. And this is a book about a guy who played for a great coach, but some of the issues he had, and he travels back to his hometown and sits in the bleachers, that's how where the name comes from, and talks to other team members, and they kind of look at where their lives have gone and how, you know, being on this team affected their lives as adults.
Very reminiscent.
Yeah, very much so. And particularly appropriate for Oklahoma where high school football is so big, you know. And
amazing.
when you're playing it, you think there's no other world. Or if you're a cheerleader or a parent, you know, everything is focused with so much energy on
Friday
that little
night football.
Yeah, that 100 yards of real estate that you don't think there's life after that. And this kind of delves into that a bit. So it was a great book. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
So is there a lesson for life in this book?
Just live it. Live it. You know, when you're in high school, do you remember back, MJ, that everything was such a crisis, you know? And
exactly.
Oh, my gosh. And then you look back now and you can kind of laugh.
The wrong prom dress.
Exactly. You know, and whether the flower matches or this or that. And life changes and it all gets put into perspective. And I think he realizes that through Bleachers. I think he's kind of living his own life again through that.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So
it's not the kind of book that upsets you before you go to sleep. You know, some of those do.
that's
Patricia
wonderful.
Cornwell is a little more violent and a little more.
She's an upsetting writer, really.
She is.
She's good writer.
A great, you know, in real life she is a forensic pathologist.
Right.
And so
She's
she brings
writing
a lot
about
of
her
reality.
profession.
Yeah, exactly. So you feel like you're there.
I think it's interesting what's happening with John Grisham. He did this last Christmas. He did a very reminiscent book that he wrote mostly for himself, but it became a bestseller. And now with Bleachers, it looks like he's really taking a different turn in his career.
And you know, he did a painted house before that.
Yes.
Which my dad, my dad is more of a nonfiction reader. But he read that one and thoroughly enjoyed it.
So you recommend this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. And the lesson for life is live life every day, right?
That's a good one.
Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
April is a wonderful month for book lovers. Of course, we have the visit from the Literary Voices in early April, but also on April 24th at Oklahoma City University, there's going to be another really wonderful event, isn't there?
It's so exciting. It's the Oklahoma Centennial Book Festival, and it's a brand new event for the state and one that we hope will grow and grow. And it's really the child of Ann Lacey, so we're so thrilled about that. You know, all of us, so many people in Oklahoma love reading and writing, and this is just another celebration of that. Fun event, free and open to the public, April 24th, 9:30 to 5, and it should be a really exciting day.
Now this is an opportunity for you to gather up the kids, travel to Oklahoma City University and actually meet and talk with authors whom all appearances to the contrary love to talk to fans.
But in addition to book signings, which will be the bookstores will have booths and so will a lot of other entities, we'll have a huge children's festival. We're going to have a talent on a children's stage all day. We'll have Danny Gordon, who's a children's illustrator, will be doing caricatures. We're going to have life-size storybook characters that people can bring their cameras and take pictures of their children with the characters. We're getting the Cat in the Hat balloon, which is a 30-foot-high balloon that will go in front of the Freedy Center for the festival. And a lot of our focus is going to be on children and children's storytelling, children's books, and encourage them to read.
That sound fun?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Now, there are actually a couple of other events connected with this. There's going to be a dinner Friday night. That actually is going to cost you some money, but it sounds like it'll be a
not
fun
much.
thing.
It's $50 a
Right.
ticket, and Dr. Alan Hollingsworth, who's one of our best-selling novelists, has written Flat Bellies and University Boulevard. He's going to be our keynote speaker at that dinner. And then on the 24th for lunch in the Freedy Center, we're going to have a famous authors luncheon, and we'll have a famous author at each table. And then afterwards, we'll have a panel and with a moderator. Gordon Green will moderate the questions from the audience for the panel.
It's really an educational opportunity for those people who consider themselves writers or who want to be writers to have this chance to come visit with those folks and learn more about their craft, or it's just if you're interested. Really a lot of opportunity for interaction with some very successful writers in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I've always felt that the neat thing about what I do is that I'm in a position to say to the author, well, why did you do so-and-so?
Yes.
And Book Festival is a place where anybody can do that. You can find your favorite author and say, I've always loved your character so-and-so, but what inspired that character?
We'll have some free lectures with different authors that will be scheduled during the day, and in addition to that, we'll have some panels where people can ask the several authors questions and get their background and find out anything they want to know about them.
So it can be very structured, and you can go and learn all sorts of things, or you can just hang out and meet authors and get them to sign books.
And be sure and bring your children, because there's just so much, as Ann said, that children's festival, the entertainment, there'll be food available there, so just come for the day and enjoy and meet your favorite writer, but let the kids come and have a great time too.
Well, Danny Gordon, you mentioned is going to be there. He's a great illustrator. He's been on Read About It a couple of times, but he is wonderful with kids. I suspect he's going to have as much fun as the kids do.
That sounds like it'd be fun to watch then.
He always does. He's got some new T-shirts that have his dog characters on them and all sizes and things, so that they can buy any kind of dog they want that he's one of his children's illustrations.
How fun.
And he's going to be doing the caricatures, and that's always fun.
Right.
But there'll be face painting, and there'll be storytellers. We've got 4 storytellers scheduled for different times. And then we're trying to get the puppets, the magicians, and the clowns. We don't have them pinned down yet, but we hope we will have those.
Well, it sounds like in any event there's going to be a lot of things for the kids to do while mom and dad are actually getting a little intellectual stimulation, or not. They don't have to. Now, there is a way to contact. We've got an email address and a phone number, if we can get it up here on the screen, that will get you more information about April 24th. It will tell you who the authors are, that sort of thing, and also I'm assuming would give you information if you want to get reservations for the Friday night dinner or for the authors luncheon on Saturday.
And those will be limited seating.
So. Yes, that will be limited seating. The tickets for the luncheon are $20, and the tickets for the dinner on Friday night are $50. So we've kept the price down. It's not we're not raising funds. We're just
Right.
trying to get.
Well, you need to cover the cost of food in any
Absolutely,
event.
and of course the event is free, so we just hope lots of people will take advantage of this really fun new event for Oklahoma.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I know a number of other states have book festivals that really draw the crowds, and I think it's about time that
We're
Oklahoma
late.
City got
It's past
involved.
time. Yes.
got involved in this. But now you're drawing authors not just from Oklahoma, which has an incredible number of them.
Incredible number.
Itself, but you've got some authors coming from out of state.
Yes, we
as
will
well.
have some. I have a letter out to Larry McMurtry right now, but they say he's kind of strange, and you may get him and you may not. I'm still waiting.
Well, if he's strange, do we really want him?
Oh yes, the stranger they are, the better they are. Writers are supposed to be scuzzballs anyway, so the long-haired hippie type author that hides in his cave, and is bearded.
Image,
the image is not great.
No, and yet amazingly, I have met very few that didn't really enjoy talking to people who had read their books or who appreciate literature. They're going to have at least as much fun as the rest of us are, I think, at this
And
festival.
they wouldn't come. I mean, that's what's so remarkable.
Yeah,
Dan's
because
been
we're not
able to
paying
bring
them.
so many people in.
They're free, so we're not paying them to come.
They're just doing that because they love their craft and they love sharing it with other people. So, yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah. I've talked to some who said, writing is a very lonely profession, and we talk a lot when we get around people.
Oh, it's not that lonely because you have all your characters there, and they're wonderful people, and you just have them do anything you want to. But those are your friends, and they stay with you forever. In my book, we have 2 or 3 characters that people say, "Oh, I remember Mary," or "Oh, you must be Lucy."
Oh,
and
my.
But you
That's
can't help
right.
but put yourself in the book a little bit.
Right.
I'm sure.
Well, let's bring that screen up again with the contact information and remind everybody.
Thank you.
It's at Oklahoma City University, and it is on April the 24th. It is free, and it's, you said 9:30?
9:30 to 5.
9:30 to 5 o'clock. Bring the whole family out and have a wonderful time. Contact them and see if you can't get to the author's luncheon or the dinner with Dr. Hollingsworth. Both of those sound like they would be a great deal of fun.
They will be.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
We've had Ann Lacey and Jane J. Rowe telling us about the Oklahoma Centennial Book Festival. And after a brief moment, Doug Benton and I will be here to tell you about something exciting about writers.
I know it is wet, and the sun is not sunny.
Hi, my name is Jose Jimenez of your Metropolitan Library Commission. You know, most experts tell us that if you just spend 20 minutes a day reading to your child, you're not only building a bond that lasts a lifetime, but you're also preparing that child to learn how to read. Check with the experts at your Metropolitan Library for suggestions on just the right books for you and your family. And visit us at our website at www.metrolibrary.org.
Typical Doug, nothing about writers, but something about films.
Yes, we'll celebrate silent movies today. March 8th is the anniversary of the death of one of the 3 great silent comedians, Harold Lloyd. Here's a picture of him here for people who don't remember what Harold Lloyd looked like. And of course the library has lots of books on films and even on silent films. We own several of them on video cassette, so people who have forgotten the beauty of silent movies maybe would want to take a look at some of them.
And check them out on the web at www.metrolibrary.org. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you again next time.